doing this video, I need to talk about this because I don't know if I've talked about it. And I'm going to ask Jesus to help. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Jesus, please help. The truth come out. Okay. What I need to talk about is elves are demons. My daughter just woke up. Well, she woke up last night having a nightmare. She said there was 2 elves on the shelf in her dream with red eyes, and they wanted to kill her. They said they want to kill her. Now, the only reason why I'm bringing that dream part up, that's not, no dreams or anything like that told me. I heard what I'm going to assume was my guardian angel, because demons themselves would not tell us they are demons, all right? They would want to appear as innocent or scary. Either way, a few years ago, well before, God has always, look, I'm just going to point this out. Look, I had an experience where I literally heard my guardian angel, I'm assuming was my guardian angel, speaking to me. And I didn't believe the actual, I don't know what I thought it was. I wasn't asleep, by the way. How do I bring this up? Before I saw Jesus and Mary and what they said to me, before that, years before that, I did this thing. Okay, like I told you, I didn't believe in the Bible, but I believed in Jesus. And I knew there was teachings of the law of attraction which taught things about the Bible, because I didn't read the Bible, but I believed in the law of attraction. Okay, now why am I bringing that up? Why am I bringing this up? Because I did something so stupid. I begged and begged and begged and begged and begged to win the lottery, the house lottery. Okay, I don't want to bring this up. To the point, because I trust, like I told you, I said I believed in Jesus. And I believed he was loving. He is loving. But I didn't know nothing else about Jesus other than that part, okay? And whatever the law of attraction taught me, which is a lie. They're evil. That's evil. Stay away from those teachings. It was like a form of prayer I was doing, like literally begging, until what I can imagine is he looked like just a human being, okay? There was nothing different about this person, all right? A person appeared to me. Not good. Not a good person. And he started talking about all these things. He's like, you want something, but look, honestly, he started talking about very fast. I had no time to process what the heck was going on in my mind until the very last thing he said, something about me selling my soul. I'm like, what the heck? Not me selling the soul. He was offering me money. That's what was going on. He was offering me $3 million or something. I don't know what he was doing. But the only thing that I was paying attention to was the fact that he looked at the ground, because my mum had taught me growing up to call on the white light for protection. Okay. He looked at the ground, looked at me, said, do you mind? And poof, with white light, vanished. I mean, not just white light, I mean, yeah. I freaked out. I couldn't go to bed. I couldn't sleep. I freaked out. And I kept praying. In a way, it was praying, because I kept asking him, well, what has happened? What is it? What have I just done? What have I done? What have I done? You know, that kind of stuff. Until I heard a voice. I'm not crazy. This is not the same thing as anything. Till I heard my guardian angel literally tell me that no, I did not sell my soul. Yes, I was offered $3 million, but first of all, I never spoke anyway. But I assumed him being there meant I already done it. Okay. They said, no, you didn't. Because there was more than one person speaking in different voices. And they said, don't blame my oldest for the elves. You let the elves in. What the heck? What are you talking about? I couldn't even comprehend what I was hearing, because I'm like, that's not what I call demons. Because around that time, I saw these long black, I would say like coffin nails. And kind of stuff like that. Anyway, look. The point is, I didn't believe what I was told. I didn't believe in elves. You know, the only time I ever heard about elves was like Christmas and the Christmas elves, okay? But then I Googled later on, after I actually had that, because I didn't believe any of that. Any of what I saw, any what I heard, all of that, I kind of blocked it out, okay? I blocked it out. I'm like, no, because I didn't believe it. Until I saw Jesus and Mary. And then I'm like, oh wow, the whole thing was, like, everything's true. Okay? So then, years later, after I saw Jesus and Mary, that's when I Googled, like, the first earliest writing of elves. The first things that will pop up is like anything to do with law, anything to do with fairy tales. But I didn't want to know when the first fairy tales were written. I wanted to know when the first earliest writing of the term elf appeared in history. I did find it eventually, but I don't know what I typed. So, the thing that I had read was it was someone binding Satan and the elves. And so I tried to Google it today, because after my daughter had that dream, I'm like, I can't just make a video saying this. Like, I have no literal proof. What you can do is do a novena and asking Jesus to reveal that to you, if it's true or not. He will. We know that God literally says in the Bible that he answers all prayers, especially prayers that are good for your soul. And if this is good for you to understand, do not bring elves into your house. Do not bring those little characters of elves of the shelf into your house. Okay, let's just... I did Google it, and yes, of course, all that other stuff came up. I'm like, this isn't what I'm trying to look for. I'm not looking for to see when the first fairy tale was written. Anyway, so I typed into Google, first manuscripts about elves, or first manuscript about elves. And then it says, the earliest thing was about in 8th century. I don't know how true this is, because I haven't done much research, so you can research yourself. I trust what I heard, okay? An 8th century, I wrote it down, royal prayer book contains a prayer for exorcism that uses the Latin term of elf. I can't say that word. I'm not even going to try to say that word. I can't even say normal words. Okay, anyway. Alongside Satan, suggesting an association with evil. Okay? And then there was the 10th century text, or the Beowulf poem mentions elves as monstrous descendants of Cain, alongside giants and orcs. So before folklore and all that kind of stuff. Honestly, if giants were real, look. You need to understand something. Satan has had many names. He's had Bilal, he's had, what else, dragon, and he's had so many names. Throughout history, we don't call him the Old Testament name anymore. We call him Satan. Like after many generations, it changes his name. Why? Because it causes confusion. It causes, then I can, look, go back on that name, and it's all fun and innocent. Then it comes back later on into little fun, innocent things. The reason why I'm saying this is because I told my mum this after I had found out that, like, after I had learnt the first writings, like a year or so ago. My mum didn't believe me either. And because I'm living with my parents at the moment, they brought one into the house. I warned them. I told them I don't want nothing to do with it. It's evil. My mum didn't believe me. So they played the tricks and all that. And then the last thing that they did was pop a balloon, okay? Pop a balloon, the elf did it. And then my mum experienced something. She herself experienced this. One night before she was falling asleep, she started hearing this like a evil laugh. Okay, an evil, malicious laugh. And then went, pop, ha 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 ha, that kind of stuff, right? That's what I did. And my mum freaked out. And then, and only then, did she trust that it's truly evil. Okay, so you don't have to believe me, but you can go ask Jesus yourself, and you can do a novena. You can ask yourself and pray over it and ask him if it's the truth. Because don't believe me, don't believe anyone else. Go ask Jesus, because he will reveal it to you, just like he revealed it to me. Okay? I can't. Knowing what I know, and then seeing how it is so taught to us as this innocent, sweet little thing in this current generations. Well, then you look at Santa and the elves. Isn't it Satan and the elves? Because St. Nicholas didn't teach to, he taught to give without, he taught us to give, okay? But it's turned it into this thing where, I want this, I want this, and I want this, and I want this. It's taught into greed now. That's a deadly sin. Don't believe me? It is a vice. It's not good. Even if it's teaching people, little children, to be greedy. And invoking on elves. Allowing them into the house. Well, guess what? That's... You don't need to give verbal permission for demons to come. Just accepting things that come from demons, that is the invitation. That is allowing them in the house. That is allowing them to be, not attached to you, but the elves, the demons, when they are there, they don't just scare you. They're there to cause you to sin. They will cause confusion. They'll cause your mind to be troubled. They'll cause many different things, arguments with your partner. Look, how many people are in a position right now where how many marriages are ending in divorce? Why? Because Jesus himself, the Bible teaches us what love is. Love is kind, love is patience, love is not boastful, all these kind of things. It's in the Bible. Love is patient. So if you're fighting with another person, right, and you're just arguing, you're not doing what is it called? You're not practicing patience. You're not practicing the love. You're just practicing the maliciousness, the violence. This is what I'm having a problem with too. I have a problem with this. But God has revealed that to me, showing me that I do, my family, my generational family has had this because of trauma, okay? Has this issue because of family stuff. There's a demon attached to it. And it kept happening and happening and happening. To break things like that, you have to understand where it comes from. Sin. Sin is an invitation for demons, and then they just stay around. And then, see, if it, they just stay. And then they manipulate your emotions, your thoughts, and everything, okay? Why am I going into this? Look, I'm not going to go into it. That's it. Just ask Jesus. Do a novena. Ask Jesus. Ask Mary. Ask heaven to help you understand what demons are. The fact that they even revealed it to my daughter. They want to kill, like, what does Satan do? He wants to kill, steal, and destroy. Okay, that's it.